Greetings and welcome to this edition of the Washington Demon Coaches Show, or as we've actually, I think we've decided on a new name. Coach Miller and I have been discussing, as many of you know, it's been a long-standing issue for this show. It's a Patterson Van Weldon Power Hour for a while. Last week or 2 weeks ago, it was a Patterson Van Miller Power Hour. It's kind of like John Cougar Mellencamp. Now you drop the Cougar out. Now it's just
John Mellencamp.
Mellencamp now again. Mm-hmm. He was John Cougar for when I was young, probably before
like
you were
Chad
born.
Ochocinco.
Yes, exactly like Chad Ochocinco. But so we think we're going to go with the PM for Patterson Miller Sports Power Hour.
Sounds
PM
good to me.
Sports Power Hour.
I like it.
It absolutely rolls off the tongue.
Got a ring.
It's got a ring. Coach, how you doing today? I should say I'm joined as always, or most recently, by the one and only Nathan Miller, who is the Activities Director for Washington Community School District, and we'll be joined a little bit later by TJ Rausch, who is the varsity boys baseball coach. We're excited to talk to him about his season and maybe what he sees going forward for Demon baseball. So, Coach, I'll let you run down some things. Sounds like a lot of great accolades and some interesting stuff has been going on.
Yeah, there has been. The current seasons that just ended, baseball and softball, their postseason accomplishments or all conference listings in all district will be released tomorrow.
Okay.
I'd like to be able to give some names out today, but the release is not until tomorrow. So maybe that's something that we can discuss next week. And I know Coach Rausch is having his banquet this Thursday, or tomorrow night.
Will that include best fans?
No, that's not on but maybe we should add something.
I think we should. I gotta give myself credit. I only yelled in the stands one time this year.
You know, we had a lot of, now that you bring that up, we've had a lot of umpires comment this year about just how nice it was going to the game.
Yeah.
Yeah, and several times just made comments about our fans and how, there was a softball game that he said not a single person said anything about a ball or a strike the whole game.
That's fantastic. And
kudos to our fans.
And in my defense, I wasn't yelling at the umpire. I was yelling at another fan.
Right.
So it's just
or your son.
Potentially. I've learned my lesson on that.
No, we have some other accolades too. On the boys golf side, Roman Roth was recently named Class 3A Player of the Year, which is an outstanding.
Congratulations, Roman.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Yep, big congrats to him. And then on girls golf, McKenna Conrad and Kaylin Long were identified as all-state players as well. So
fantastic! Congratulations to all of those kids have been on the show here, and they're all very, very fun to talk to. And so, congratulations to all three of you.
Yep, I'm going to keep rolling because there's some others. Leighton Salazar broke a couple of softball records this year, broke the school record for most hits and batting average. So she had an outstanding freshman campaign.
She's a freshman, huh?
Freshman, so she's got a few years to pad those things.
And sister on the team?
Sister, Isabella
yep. Salazar, okay.
Sophomore, had an outstanding year on the mound and had some critical base hits during some games this year as well. So, yeah, the Salazar sisters are definitely a productive force, a part of that softball program.
Well, congratulations. They had a great run, too, until, I guess, Assumption just knocks everybody off anymore.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah, and the baseball team had, it was 4-0 going into the fifth inning. Competitive. But, it does seem like we match up with Davenport Assumption quite a lot. Yeah. Quite a lot.
In fact, I think all of my kids have been knocked out by Assumption in almost all the sports they've ever been in.
Right. Well, we just continue to grind and strength and conditioning and all those things. So we'll get them at some point. I was actually looking back at the stats. It might be. I was trying to think in my mind, and some other former coaches can email me if I'm wrong. But the last time Washington beat Assumption might be 1998
in baseball.
In any of the team sports, like
really
softball, like postseason. Looking at postseason, I know our girls basketball ran into them like 2 or 3 sub-states in a row.
One of the best baseball games I've ever seen was that
Cole Hendrickson.
4 years ago when it was Hendrickson. I don't remember who he pitched against, but it was a 2-1, and it was down to the wire. And it was a super fun game to watch, even though we lost. Very close.
Yeah. No, I can't remember their pitcher's name either, but he went to Bowling Green.
Started with a G.
And transferred to Iowa.
And they had a couple years, Kiowa's year, they had Trenton
Wallace.
Untouchable.
Remember,
we got one guy, Bryce Kraft got on
Swinging
first base, and he got picked off on, I think, the first pitch.
He did, the next pitch.
That was it.
He's a lefty.
That we went.
He was as good of a pitcher as I have ever seen in 17 years.
Never seen anything like it. It was unbelievable. He controlled every aspect of the game. It was really
and he did that in the Big Ten 3 or 4 years later too.
Yeah.
So
I wonder where he is now. I guess I should look.
I don't know. We should Google search that. It'd be interesting. A few other updates that we have going on or upcoming events. Well, I mentioned already, tomorrow is the banquet for baseball. I know Coach Overman is looking at a few dates right now, and that will be released for softball. We have the athletics side of the activities department are partnering up with Noon Kiwanis to work the county fair. We're helping them out. I think community outreach is important for our students to be involved with. I know we have silver cord hours that happen, but I think when there's efforts to volunteer and provide some support to some organizations, I think that's something important that our activities department's a part of with our community.
That's great.
Football camp information. The high school camp is July 31st to August 4th from 5:30 to 7 p.m. The middle school camp, they're doing their combine again this year. Like it's basically like the NFL draft, how they do their combine, and that's going to be on August 2nd from 7 to 8 p.m. The camp will be August 3rd and 4th from 7 to 8 p.m. And then the youth camp, 3rd through 6th grade camp is July 31st to August 1st from 7 to 8 p.m. And their combine is August 2nd, 7 to 8 p.m. And there's a $20 cost for the youth camp.
How do people sign up for that? Do they just show up?
The thing I would steer individuals towards is their Twitter, social media, Washington Demon Football.
Okay.
You can also email me, nmiller@washington.k12.ia.us, and I'll get your information over to Coach Errett. But yeah, probably social media or myself, and we can get that information to you.
Do you know what I'm glad I don't have to do?
What's that?
Preseason football.
That's going to be different though too.
Oh my gosh, there was nothing worse than that.
Well, I have a son coming up. We're starting youth football.
Well, then I guess it's fine.
So yours is ending. Mine's just beginning.
Well, I mean, for me personally to have to go through it.
Right.
Like
all the camps.
Did you play football?
I did not. I did not play football.
Baseball's a joy.
Right.
Let's just put it that way.
No, I elected to do travel baseball in the fall.
Cool.
So anyway, so volleyball camp is set for August 2nd through 4th. That information's coming out from Coach Six very soon. So those are my updates for upcoming events right now.
Sounds awesome. I saw. Do we have a football schedule out or anything like that?
We do. We have our first. We host the scrimmage this year with Muscatine on August 18th, I believe.
Okay.
So and then we start on the road against Oskaloosa that next week, 25th.
Okay.
Of August. Right around the corner. I mean, when you're talking,
I can't believe it.
I can't either. This has been, I coached obviously baseball for a long time, and summers were fast. This is the fastest summer I've ever been a part of.
The month of June just completely evaporated. I have no idea where June went. It was so fast.
I think part of that's the weather.
Yeah.
It's been so enjoyable. I mean, I think people can get a lot of things done outside, and not have to deal with the heat and humidity.
Yeah. Well, why don't we go ahead and take a quick commercial break? Sorry, my phone was ringing, so I better check to see if the hospital's still standing.
Sure.
We'll go ahead and take a quick break and come back with Coach TJ Rausch.
Since 1905, Kelowna Cooperative Technology Company has helped our community stay connected with the latest advancements in clear, dependable telecommunications services. KCTC provides rural Iowans with access to high-speed fiber internet, as well as phone, television, computer repair, and cybersecurity solutions. We're also proud supporters of local organizations and area schools within the community. KCTC, keeping Kelowna connected.
At the Capper Auto Group, we put our customers' needs first and understand that everyone is as different as the vehicle they select. We offer new Ford, Chevrolet, Buick, GMC, Jeep, Chrysler, Dodge, and Ram vehicles in a friendly environment that puts you in the driver's seat. When it comes to service, we maintain factory-trained technicians and competitive pricing. The Capper Auto Group still believes that service after the sale provides the best customer experience. Come see the Capper experience for yourself.
Been in healthcare for many years. I know that Tammy's that person who wants to help others and take care of us. She knows the healthcare business and wants to take care of others.
When you aspire to be a dancer, you are both an artist and an athlete. Your strength combines with beauty and grace seamlessly. Your efforts result in enhanced coordination, the ability to cooperate and compromise with others, and the confidence to perform in front of an audience. Not to mention the fun you will have and the lifelong friendships you will develop. We are enrolling now for fall classes, and we would love to see you shine like the star that you are. Join us for Dance and Tumbling at Stairway to the Stars. Please visit our website for online registration.
You know, it's not a question of what all you have and so on with your life. It's who is in your life and how much you care for them and how much they care for you. And Tammy definitely cares.
Federation Bank is a locally owned bank providing award-winning customer service. We believe that we are more than just a federation of banks, but a federation of communities, serving Brighton, Richland, Wellman, Washington, Iowa. Federation Bank's highly skilled staff is here to make sure you are able to accomplish your personal and professional goals, whatever they may be. Federation Bank, your family bank.
Welcome back to the PM Sports. I don't even remember what we're calling it now. Anyway, I'm your friendly neighborhood host, Todd Patterson, and I'm joined now by TJ Rausch, the varsity baseball coach here in Washington. Coach, how are you doing today?
Pretty good. How are you?
So, first full season as head coach. What'd you think?
Well, I mean, second full season.
Sorry.
I mean, been there before, you know. But no, it was good. I mean, just trying to, the little things that you don't think about, you know, they still creep up on you, like concession stand, like ticket takers, all that stuff, like off the field baseball stuff. But, you know, it just comes with the job, I guess, the field work and all that. But no, on the field stuff, I love the boys. I love their attitude. And I mean, that's why I do it.
Yeah. So talk a little bit about this. Well, first of all, I want to thank you just personally for coaching Ethan, and you know, he really enjoys playing for you, and for Coach Miller also, and hasn't always been the most successful run of late, but you know, that's baseball also, and you know, like a wise man once told me, you're still getting to play baseball, and there's a lot of worse things you can do in life. So
absolutely.
You know, tell me a little bit about the season, you know, maybe share, you know, some of the highlights that you saw, some of the things that you see as potential areas to build on for growth and things like that.
Yeah. You know, our season obviously didn't turn out the way that we were hoping it would, but you kind of look back at that week of starting off against Mount Pleasant, and then we're playing really good baseball, and then we go down to Fairfield and play 3 one-run games, you know, and we walk it off at our place on that Thursday night, and you know, that was kind of like the peak of our baseball playing right there, and we had hoped that it would continue to grow. So I think a lot of that came down to kind of our conditioning. We could tell that towards the end of the season, our guys were they're tired. You know, like we started to play better as from like a mental standpoint of things throughout the game, understanding situations a little bit more than where we were. But I would say like the physical part of it, we need to work on our endurance, and that's going to be a focus on going into next year, getting in the weight room. I mean, I would say probably going into this season, we probably had half our varsity guys that were committed all the way through the year with the weight room. And our goal this year is to be at least 75%, if not 100% in the weight room.
Totally committed to
everybody. So that's the goal moving forward.
So yeah, that was a fun part of the season. Because did we walk off? We didn't walk off Fort Madison, but we had a comeback win in that. That was really fun part of the season. And I mean, you got guys that can play. There's absolutely no doubt about it. And like you mentioned, a couple of those games, one little thing happens. I think about Mid-Prairie, a couple times where we had either tie and run or maybe even go ahead run on base, you know, and couldn't quite execute in certain circumstances. But you know, you could probably double our win total. You know, like that. And so, Why don't you talk to me about so you had some changes with your assistant coaches this year. And talk about the new guys and
Kurt Kneisel, he comes from us from Northwest Iowa. He's got varsity experience coaching up there. Was a great addition to our squad this year. The boys really liked him, respected exactly what he was saying. He knew what he was talking about. And you could definitely tell the guys that bought into what he was saying. They were the ones that were having success consistently, and he was just a great person to count on when things got tough in the game. Who we could bounce ideas off of each other and figure something out. Then our JV coach, he is Brandon DeVilliers. He was at Iowa, Mount Pleasant.
Wesleyan.
Yep, Wesleyan. He was down there and was a pitcher there. He's happy.
Is he
this
French?
Year. Well, that's what I always say. I always say he's French. Don't worry about it. But no, he's finally got to just coach one team this year. Last year he was the freshman and the JV coach. This year he just got to strictly focus on JV, which he appreciated a lot. But awesome. He great baseball-minded guy. And then Brewer, Brennan Brewer, he's just a first-year teacher at the middle school. He's now the freshman coach this past year. Did a great job. He comes from us from Mediapolis. He pitcher down there. Played a year or two at college ball at Southeastern as well. Just again a great individual that helped us out a lot.
Yeah, I was impressed with the coaching. I mean, at times there's only so much that a coach can do in baseball, but putting people in situations and trying to find matchups and really teaching kids about why they're doing what they're doing or supposed to be doing. And I always felt like you guys were giving good direction and always, although I couldn't always understand, is it Krenasel? Krenasel?
Yep.
I don't know if it's the frequency he talks at or the pace or whatever, but I can't always pick it up.
It's quick and a little high pitch.
I finally figured out he was saying be on time.
Mm-hmm.
But what I thought I was hearing for a long time was we got time, meaning we were calling time out. I couldn't figure out why nothing ever stopped.
Right.
So anyway, I was starting to figure it out. So we need to take a quick break. Okay, why don't we take a quick break? I want to come back and we talk about some of the departing players and then maybe some of what you see as the incoming and kind of next couple of years, how you see that shaping up. We'll be right back.
Hospice isn't a place, it's a type of care that focuses on living. Servicing a 7-county area, the Hospice of Washington County staff of nurses, social work, hospice aides, spiritual and grief support, volunteers, music and massage therapists are able to provide free end-of-life care where the patient lives. We write wills, give consent for organ donation, but rarely is there a plan for what we would want the final phase of our lives. At Hospice of Washington County, we encourage our patients to be in charge of their healthcare decisions while maintaining quality of life.
Family owned and operated by Andy and Sarah Ross. Ross Auto has been your vehicle repair and maintenance headquarters since 1935. We specialize in all makes of cars and light-duty trucks. With our variety of available services, let us help you keep rolling and your vehicle operating efficiently. Services include general auto repair, alignments, brakes, fuel injection, and more. Schedule your appointment today at 319-653-5656. That's 319-653-5656.
Well, TJ, welcome back, everyone. Both of you. I was just told by Nick, our producer, that Trenton Wallace is now playing for the New Hampshire Fisher Cats and is over his 2 years in the minor leagues is boasting a 2.56 ERA, which would be good at any level at this point.
Yep.
That's, as Steve Stone would say, a sparkling ERA. You guys don't remember him, but so you mentioned some of, you got all the on the field stuff, obviously, that you guys are doing as coaches, but you mentioned some of the off the field stuff, and I thought it'd be, I noticed, as I said, a big difference in how well things were organized this year. It really felt like it flowed. I know that there's a lot of work happening behind the scenes, and so it was kind of helping you with those types of things.
I definitely got to give a shout out to my mom. Her nickname is the CEO of the concession stand.
Is it really?
Yep.
Okay, well, I remember that.
She'll answer to that.
We have a club, Monique, CEO club.
There you go. But no, there's no way that I would be able to do half the stuff without her. Yeah. And then my dad as well. He's the one that's usually doing the PA announcing, and then starting the grill and everything too for every. I
like the grill this year, by the way.
Yep.
And apparently, it contributed to a hot mic at least one time for Jason. It's been a strike all night.
Yep. That happened.
All right, so we finished the season in we're actually at North Scott, but against Assumption, and it's always emotional, right after for both players and coaches, and actually for parents who, So, I think we had 5 seniors, right? And then you talk a little bit about those seniors generally, and what they've meant to the program, and then kind of. What do you have coming up for, that kind of next wave of leadership, and how are you looking to capitalize on that?
Yeah, no, these seniors, I mean, all 5 of them have been through the program all the way through for the last 5 years. And, you want to, the epitome of hardworking individuals that want to work towards a common goal. I mean, that's them. In a nutshell. Every one of those guys are all guys like coaches' dreams almost. You just sit there and you tell them, hey, I want you to go do this, and they don't say why. They don't say, I don't want to do that. Mm-hmm. They're like, okay. And then they just go do it. And they're going to go do it to the best of their ability. So we're going to miss them greatly. I know that they definitely set the example for all this younger classmen that are coming through, especially Ethan, you know him. But I think he was a part of that first team that I was at the varsity level being the assistant coach. So he means a little bit extra to me. He was my first guy that I coached all the way through the varsity ranks, and just to watch him grow all the way through, it has been awesome. It's been an absolute blessing.
Thank you. Mostly he's grown his facial hair.
He's been trying.
Yeah, I know. He's got some patches. So what I saw this year was a core of kids that had a lot of native talent and clearly have been doing some travel ball and things like that. It was pretty apparent. Need some innings at that varsity level, but it looked like there was a really good core there. If they're not nervous and
right.
They can just figure out how to kind of flow with the game, there's a lot of potential there. That's how I felt about things.
Yeah, no, I would agree that sophomore class we knew coming into this season was going to be big for us. They were going to be super important just to not for just this season but for the future as well, getting them more experience. Between the junior and the senior class, we have about 9 guys out, and only one of the incoming juniors had varsity experience to begin with. So we were dealing with a young team. And just for those guys to get that experience, that just is going to help us moving forward.
So your juniors are Bean Blossom and
Caleb Zagowski, Noah Griner, and Chase Griner.
Chase Griner. Okay, gotcha. Who never remembers me. Hi, Chase.
That doesn't surprise me.
No. Yeah, a wrestler. Yeah. So so how do you, so where do you take that from here? So you mentioned the weight room and things like that. What are your expectations on guys to keep improving, beyond kind of that?
Yeah. We'll be meeting this off season for any guys that are not in football or cross country. And then we'll be doing throwing at least twice a week. And then we'll be off basically until January. And then they have access to the hitting facility to get in, weight room, of course. And then we'll start throwing our throwing program again in January moving forward. But we talked a lot about the off season is where you guys grow, that was the biggest push. We had our individual meetings on Monday with each guy. And we have this kind of, I don't know, it's misconception sometimes of, I'll just wait till the season starts and then I'll start going. And it's like, yeah, like it doesn't work that way.
Especially if you want to get on the field.
Exactly. And you just, all the progress that you have to make is in the off season. The growth that you need to make is in the off season. And then when season happens, then you can just go play, and so I was just trying to get that idea across to them. And then hopefully, we see that commitment. I know we have so many guys that are in different sports, multi-sport athletes, which is awesome. So we just hope to see them when they can get to our stuff, they can get there.
So what does the off season mean for you exactly?
Well,
is there one?
Kinda. I mean, I get more than Coach Miller, being the AD now. But no, for these last 2 days it's been great. I've been able to hang out with my kid, and we went fishing on Monday, and then yesterday we did a lemonade stand. So shout out to everybody that stopped by. That was awesome. But no, and then getting stuff ready for the banquet tomorrow. Got all our records and stuff up there. We got some guys, the guy that's going to be up there with career stats, which is awesome. Top 10, top 5 guy with some things, which is great.
Cool. That's fair enough. I didn't know.
Moving forward, yeah, it's going to be a fun thing to celebrate tomorrow.
Well, again, I want to thank you, TJ. I think you're a great coach, and I think you're going to have some really talented teams going forward. And like I said, if you need anything from me, you just let me know.
Absolutely.
I can impart wisdom with the best of them.
Perfect.
But I want to thank my guest, TJ Rausch, as well as Activities Director Nathan Miller for being here today. I'm Todd Patterson, and that's whatever that we called this show. I'll have to go back and look at the tape.